Even in harsh climates, there is a wide diversity of species. Terrestrial biodiversity is centered at the equator, and marine biodiversity is centered at places of coastal upwelling as well as at the equator. Yasuni National Park is one of the most biodiverse terrestrial places on Earth. Raja Ampat in Indonesia is the most biodiverse marine place on Earth. While we know of about 8.7 million different species, it is estimated that 90% of all species on Earth have yet to be discovered. A concept called effective number is used to incorporate different species abundances into diversity measurements. Effective number means the number of equally common species required to get the same mean proportional species abundance. There are two aspects of diversity: richness, the number of species, and evenness, how species differ in abundance. There are three levels of diversity. Alpha diversity is diversity within a habitat. Beta diversity is diversity between habitats, and gamma diversity is diversity within a region containing many habitats. There are three diversity indices. R is the species richness or actual number of species. The Shannon Diversity Index gives the uncertainty in species identity, and the Simpson Diversity Index gives the probability that two individuals taken randomly will be the same species. The smaller the sampled area compared to the total area being studied, the more likely diversity will be underestimated. Species accumulation curves and species area curves can help reduce this underestimation.
There are three main levels of biodiversity. The first is species, like the difference between a sponge and a starfish. The second is ecosystems, like the difference between Bikini Bottom and Boston, Massachusetts. And the third is genetics, like the difference between a human hand and a crab claw. Disturbance is defined by temporary changes in an environment. These changes can be natural, like a forest fire, or anthropogenic, such as humans cutting down trees. Disturbance can be measured in three different ways: frequency, intensity, and its scale. In addition, it's important for these environments to find a healthy balance between high and low rates of disturbance. If there's not enough disturbance in an environment, competition will be fierce and there will be exclusion. If an environment has too much disturbance, for example, then it will only be home to pioneers and fast-maturing species. When a community is disturbed, it displays resilience, which is its ability to recover from a disturbance. However, if a community is constantly disturbed over and over, it may not be able to recover completely to its original state. Imagine each species in a community is one rivet on an airplane. If you take away one of those rivets, sure, the airplane is still going to fly, but if you take away 100, the airplane is sure to fall. This is the principle of the rivet redundancy hypothesis, which basically states that if you get rid of too many species in an ecosystem due to disturbances, the ecosystem will ensue ecological damage that might not be replaceable.